Well, welcome back, guys. As you can see, the car is back on the hoist because I have to drop that sump, be able to put that timing cover on. So it's going to be well, not so much a quick and easy fix, but it's kind of basic. I've just got to unscrew everything, get it all done. We get this car down on the ground. We get it off to get the windscreens fitted. We get the exhaust put in it and all the good stuff, and hopefully start driving this car around, get it ready to send back down to Melbourne. So sit back, have a coffee, and keep watching, guys. Okay, so I've just attacked this back window. I've got this little bit of rust done, and there's a tiny little pinhole there that I need to address, and the other bottom corner, which you can't quite see. Then I'll go around and I'll rust treat that, all this surface, because it all needs doing very thin in here. Then I'll epoxy. I'll tape it off down below where you can't see it from about there, and epoxy all that rear window so it won't happen again. Now the front window, don't know what's going on in here, but apparently there's one in here as well. So you can see a bit of pitting through here. So I dare say it's in this area on both sides, but I'm not going to know until I pull that windscreen out. So let's get that windscreen out. So, okay, guys, once I got all this ready, I thought, you beauty, let's organise the windscreen guy to come out and do these windscreens. They are almost impossible to find now. I have to get the car running and actually take it into a windscreen mob. Righto, so that's only just gone on. As you can see, it's still wet. We'll let that go bluey black, wipe over it, and continue on. So that rust treatment has worked an absolute treat. Everything has gone black and purple. Look at that. Righto. So what we have here, we don't actually have any holes whatsoever across the front. But what I do have is a lot of pitting. So there's a lot of pitting across here. Now, I'm going to fix that pitting. So I've got the rust etch primer on there now. So I'm just going, I've done front and back. All the way around. Let that dry off, and then we'll start smoothing out some of these pit and holes, because the liquid metal that I was trying to use just wouldn't work going on that thin. So it's going to have to be bog, which is a very fine layer anyway, and I've put the etch primer on to make sure that it will adhere to it, because all these new epoxies and all that sort of stuff, you can bog straight over the epoxy. They stick right into them. You don't have to go on bare metal, which is the benefit of an epoxy product. Have a look, I need a haircut. I look like the mad scientist. So Desmond has arrived, and so has this. He's headlining. So today, we'll finish these windows off, front and back. Get them painted. Get that tough dog on the floor, and put my first ever headlining in a car. See how we go. Once again, Desmond gets the good job. Come on, high-vis guy, cut it. Don't be scared.
Where do you cut it? Just anywhere, it doesn't matter?
No, come back. Yeah, about.
All the way back.
Yeah, come all the way back and cut it. Just about where you are. Oh, well, if you want to come over the top of the hump, doesn't matter. It's a bit cold. Yep. Oh, no, you scratch the floor. That's where it's going to rust now. job, Des.
Corner.
Well, looking pretty good, Desi.
Where it joins, it really needs to be heated, but squash it down a little bit.
You killed my heat gun.
Yes. Never works so hard in its life.
I might have to go and get Salvy's hairdryer. Righto, tough dog is down. Good job, Des. Okay, new headlining. Old headlining. So we've just laid them out just to make sure the stitchings look pretty close, but I just have no idea anyway. I've never done one. So what we are going to do, I've laid them out like that so that we can take the rod out of that one and straight into that one. So left and right will be exactly the same as what's in there. Then what could go wrong? Let's do it. A bit lighter. Just rip it out. Doesn't matter if you destroy the bloody headlining.
These headlinings aren't the easiest things to do, and knowing now what I know, I wouldn't do another one. I'd actually pay the upholstery guy to actually do one. I wanted to do it because I've never done one before, and I thought, well, if I bugger it up, it's only Desmond's car.
And just like that, with the magic of YouTube, they went in so easily. Not. Very tight. So, don't know how we're going to video this. I'll try and set something up, but it'll just, I don't know. It's going to look like the Two Stooges trying to get this in because we've never done one. But anyway, sit back and have a laugh.
Well, whacking this headlining in, just something simple like we got to put the loops in, and there was actually two holes, and I didn't even take notice of which hole it was, the top one or the bottom one. But we ended up figuring out it was the bottom one. And on these Holdens, I'm not sure what other cars are like. You've got these little pin clips. You've got to hook the wire in and over that. That's quite difficult to get in and get done. So you just got to battle. Don't get frustrated. Whatever you do, don't get frustrated when you do it. Things get hard, stop, have a beer or have a coffee. Because getting the headlining up, believe it or not, is the easy part.
Now, I'm not here to tell you how to fit a headlining. I'm just here showing you that I've fitted a headlining. Now, I'm using a brush. A lot of people use sprays and stuff like that. But I just found, for me, it was easier to localise exactly where I wanted to put the glue. And I'm using the Kiwi glue, so it worked really well. You just... Righto. So that's along that front edge. That's nice and neat. So now let's start stretching it all the way to the back.
A-pillars on these cars were traditionally painted, and with the headlining that we took out, there was pieces on it that were in still good nick. So I thought I'd put the headlining on the A-pillars just for something different, and it turned out really nice, I thought anyway.
Just going to neaten that up down that bottom corner there a little bit. Bit of glue, whatever. But that doesn't look too bad. From the driver's seat, that looks good.
So doing the back of the headlining was the most frustrating part, because one of those wires, there's just nowhere to glue, and we struggled and took hours and hours to do this back section.
Well, got some of the headlining in. I'll just battle along all day. That back section's going to be the hardest. Yeah, well, got to learn sooner or later, don't I? Well, the battle continues. Had to take the headlining back out from the back because we have broken that little, see those two little clips there? That one is broken. We've got to get that wire up on there. Well, a couple of little wrinkles in there, but I reckon those corners came up really nice. A couple of wrinkles down there that we've got to try and shrink out. Upholsterers, any of you guys out there, you earn your money. That's all I can say.
And then take the picture that way.
It's not too bad.
Well, this will be only the first, because it gets dirty too quick. So later on,
Yeah. We might glue a bit of material across the top of those, eh?
yeah, well, that's what I'm thinking. Just for the time.
So just priming up the oil pump, topping up the filter there. We'll start getting some oil in on this side. So we're down to the nitty gritty now. Got this engine all back together. Pretty much basically all wired up. Now I only use water to start with because 9 times out of 10, if you put coolant in there, you'll end up with a leak and you lose all your coolant and have to start again. But anyway, this is the exciting part. You actually get to fire the engine up. What could go wrong?
Selfie stick. The selfie stick.
In the guts.
Ready?
Yep. It's on fire. So obviously, I've got the timing wrong. All right, go again. Now, just by listening to the way that that car's turning over, I should have realised I've got the timing wrong and just pulled the pin on it and started searching out the problem. Timing's out. Timing's up the shit. I'll take the rocker cover off, take these leads off, take those plugs out. Nearly got us. Nearly.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah, nice. Just fit it
Well.
in there nice.
I'll take that spark plug out, check this timing, and hang on a minute. What's that? I reckon that might be it for the day. Well, overnight, I pulled the distributor out, and it was 180 degrees out. Sorry, I lost the video of doing that. Right, I've got no hair to lose anyway.
Yeah, watch your eyes. No one play. Ready?
Yep.
So, remember me telling you about not putting coolant in it when you first start the car up? This is the exact reason why.
Holding or what it is. It's wet here. And it's wet on there. Thought maybe it might have been coming out of that water pump. Well, this car is continuing to fight the whole way. Just when you thought you'd got it nailed. Yeah. Now we're going to take a picture of that. The original timing casing, which I tried to save. As soon as I turned the car on, look at that. Got a pinhole in it. They're expensive. Another one won't be going back on. Well, you know the old saying, 2 steps forward, 1 step back, or is it 1 step forward, 2 steps back? Anyway, when you're working on cars, that's what happens. I'll show you. First, I'll take you to here. So I've fixed the rust repairs around the window and I've painted them. They're all painted. Haven't done the back window, so I'm not even going to walk over there and show you. So that's ready for the glass. The dashboard's come up pretty smick, I reckon. So now I've pulled all this apart and I'm waiting on parts to turn up. Timing cover. But check this out. Not sure if you can see it. See where the hole is there? Look how pitted. I'm not sure if the camera is going to do that justice, but as soon as I started that car up, a big chunk just fell straight off of that. So that is cactus, but we want that style. And I know how to get one of them. Brand new. Power of YouTube. Wait and see. Okay, so we got some paint mixed up for this dashboard. We're going to paint this dashboard prior to putting the windscreen in because it will be the only chance you ever get. And headlining is in, albeit not 100% perfect, but close enough for Cardross.
So here we go again with that 1 step forward, 2 steps back.
Well, that is 2 light coats. I'm going to do a flood coat on there and then do a satin clear on it so it doesn't shine on the windscreen. Well, the whole time Desi's been up here, this car has just been an absolute battle. And that dashboard was looking fantastic. Then this happened. The matte clear has done some chemical bizzo with the paint. So now I have to wait a couple of days, sand it down and redo it. But that's life. Righto, next day we have sanded that back 400, 800 and then so I'm just laying out this carpet and the felt. Now I'm still going to use a bit of felt even though we've put.
Now I'm not 100% impressed with the carpet. I thought that it could have been cut just a little bit closer and a bit less tolerance.
Well, I've let that carpet sit for a day and one night and it seems to have relaxed beautifully into the floor pan. So it should. It's a moulded carpet.
Time to find all the bolt holes. Now, I'm not a big fan of just cutting carpet. This is how I do it. I do it with a heating iron and it doesn't fray. I learnt that from Cars and Things Restos. Great bunch of blokes. Jump on their YouTube channel.
Look how neat that is, guys. So now it's time to start putting the back seat in and then work my way forward. Now, before I do that, these seats aren't in the best condition. Let's just bodge them up a little bit. So they're all cracked right across the top. What I do have is the headlining, which Desmond's cleaned. I'm just going to glue a little piece across the top just to neaten it up until he gets his seats done when he gets back down in Melbourne. Let's see how it goes.
All pretty basic here, guys. I just cut a couple of patches, go across the back of the seats, and I think I've done one on the bucket seat as well. And all I'm trying to achieve is a little bit of colour. So when you look in the window, it doesn't look too bad.
Anyway, you can see what I'm doing. I'm just going to try and hide that in that stitch just that little bit. We'll get these pulled over, glued on the back. And that should do it. So, bloody light. And that'll do it. No use video on the whole lot. Let's, magic of YouTube, I'll show you what it looks like. Okay. Good enough. So getting there slowly. That's the back seat is in, except for the very back seat is not 100% in. And I'm not going to worry about it because it needs to come back out anyway. So that's those repairs. I mean, you could have just put a rug over the back or whatever, but anyway. And you can see how that side's still up. So now for the front seats, what I use are skewers. And I just push them up through the bolt holes. So I know exactly where they are before I hit them with the iron and create a nice little neat hole that won't tether later on. A lot of people will just cut that big square out. Try not to do that. I prefer this way because then the carpet won't fray at all. Anyway, that's how I do it. Everybody's different. I suppose comment. If the more comments you leave, the better it is.
So I was actually going to leave putting all the interior and all these little bits and pieces for when Desi came up to pick the car up. But I've ordered the parts. I've ordered a new timing casing. And it just hasn't turned up. So I put a few days into this, gone a week, still hasn't turned up. Managed to track down who this company was down in Melbourne, find out where my part was, and it took them 8 days to process it before they even mailed it. So still waiting for it to turn up by the end of this video.
Okay, driver's seat's in. That was a pain in the ass, but you can see what I mean by not cutting the carpet. It just looks so much neater. Okay guys, so you've made it to the end of the video. Thank you kindly for watching. Now you guys have got to put on your notification and just put the thumbs up. It helps the channel, and I'll let you know at what stage we're up to now. So waiting on those parts, I've managed to start hanging some of these doors, lining them all up. Most of the interior is in except for the console. Trying to roll these guards and get them in a good spot. The bonnet's on. Hasn't been down for the windscreen yet because I need to get the car actually running so I can put it on the trailer, make it easier. And I cannot get any brakes on the front. So I need to bleed the master cylinder, which I'm setting up for, and the engine's almost complete. So next video, I'll show you what I've had to do to get these guards all set up, as well as I've got to get it down. Front end wheel alignment's got to be done. The exhaust has got to be done. And the windows have got to be put in like I mentioned. And then this car is just about done. Desi will come up, as well as one of my other brothers will come up as well. They'll spend a week and we will nail this car, all the nitty gritty little things that need to be done, and we will go for a road trip, probably down to the Great Ocean Road, then across up to the Dandenong Ranges and all that sort of stuff. So keep watching, put on your notification. Thanks, guys. And the winner of the stubby holders is... There you go. Congratulations, Byron. I'll get those stubby holders sent out to you.